Excellent communication is twofold. It is about getting your message across in a way that is clear and easily understood, and is also about being a great listener. Often when we are trying to get our message across, we do it in a way that makes perfect sense to us, but because many people learn and interpret information in different ways, it is not always received easily. Therefore, it is important to be aware of this and be able to change the way we communicate if needed. A perfect example of this is when trying to coach somebody a new exercise by giving them certain instructions. We tend to use the same type of verbal cues, but if someone isn't just getting it, then it has nothing to do with them. It's got everything to do with us. We are clearly not giving them information that they can understand. A superb communicator would be able to recognise this and come up with a new way of delivering the information so it is received and understood by the listener. When we are listening to people, we really need to listen actively. Have you ever been listening to someone, but whilst they have been talking, you've been thinking about something else or have been distracted? It's easily done, but not something that is conducive to building great relationships. Active listening means being fully engaged in what they are saying and actively listening out for what they are trying to say. You are not only listening with your ears, but with your entire body. Again, this is a skill that needs to be practiced. But here are some tips to help you master the art of active listening. Pay close attention to what they are saying and make the appropriate responses such as carry on, and I'm hearing you, etc. Avoid being distracted. If need be, put down what you are doing and focus on the person. Practice controlling your mind drift. Use body language that shows interest. For example, lean forward to hear them. Allow the speaker to finish, pause before replying, and reflect what has been said by paraphrasing. For example, you might say, "What I heard you say is," or you might say, "This is how I've interpreted what you have said." We often say we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so use your ears twice as much as you use a mouth. When we talk, it is interesting to note that the effectiveness of our communication is not based on what we say, but rather how we say it. 7% of our communication is words or what we say. 38% is based on our voice intonation or our tone, and a whopping 55% is based on body language, facial expressions, and how we say it. Have you ever sent a text to someone that has been completely misinterpreted? This is normally because the reader cannot see or hear how this message was supposed to be said, so the message is hard to interpret. So when communicating with people, you need to be aware of how you are saying things. In other words, does your body language and facial expressions match what you are trying to say to someone? When teaching or coaching a client how to do exercises, it is important that we learn to give effective feedback. Effective feedback enhances the learning experience for the client. This is particularly useful when we are trying to correct technique. Too often, people try to correct others by saying the word don't. For example, "Don't arch your back," or "Don't move your legs that way." Not only is it negative and intimidating, but is also ineffective, as all the client has been told is what not to do. A better way of giving feedback is by using the CRC method, or the connect, recommend, commend method. For example, I would say, "Good effort. This time I'd like you to keep your back nice and straight and engage the core. Much better, well done." Start practicing all these new communication and feedback techniques with everyone around you and see what difference it makes to your relationships.